artificial intelligence, AI boom and or AI bomb. Now, there's a big issue at the moment. It's been going for a while. Are we in an AI bubble? We're certainly in an AI boom. Or what is it? Is it going to become an AI bust out of that boom? Or is it a bomb? Build out momentum. Now, SpaceX has just listed. SK Hynix has just listed, and they've raised a lot of money. And there's a lot of other groups as well who are key in inference for not just the training portion, but the inference portion of dealing with LLMs, large language models. And it looks as though we're moving towards not just the frontier labs of OpenAI, Anthropic, Grok, Gemini, et al., but it looks like that there's distributed groups as well, some of whom are sort of operating through crypto platforms, Web3 platforms. And it looks as though we're going to be in this not so much boom as build out momentum for a long time. I think there's a point at which a boom, which may turn into a bubble, once it extends beyond a certain point, I don't know what that is, but several years, I suppose, would be it. It turns from a boom and maybe what looks like a bubble into a build out momentum scenario. Because the companies behind this build out momentum are heavily profitable, except in a few cases. And those cases have very substantial revenue. SpaceX has very substantial revenue. And if they change their cash flow model around, they could be profitable, probably. But it makes far more sense for them to invest and keep their 80-90% of launch market dominance rather than sort of cut back arbitrarily and just try to look profitable to keep some investors happy. But the vast majority of them are highly profitable, and they see artificial intelligence as a way of crunching data or data, however you want to call it, because that's basically what AI does. It's a data crunching machine, data processing machine. In the last couple of 100 years, we produce vast amounts of data, text, audio, video, pictures, as I say, text, and of course, code as well. Well, how on earth do you manipulate that? How do you process it? Especially if you're one person and you want to process thousands of years of data. Well, you're not going to read it all. You're not going to get across it all. You have to use artificial intelligence to go through and flag. Now, there's certain things that AI is not so good at. Certainly a few years ago, AI wasn't good at processing certain kinds of NASA photographs and picking out Cepheid variables, which is a form of supernova. So AI is far from perfect. But when you've got vast quantities of data, millions of years of data in real time, you're going to have a computer to crunch that for you. That's the reality. Or go through databases, so on and so forth. So it's not really like two 19th century railway companies laying track next to each other, competing track to go from one American city to another American city. It's more like building out water or electricity infrastructure to the world, because we all need this. You might call me a bit of an AI skeptic, but I use it. I pay for it. I'm part of it. I mean, I'm not going to give it up because I just deal with too much data in my chosen profession to give it up. I can't afford to. I have to search quickly on a daily basis, vast amounts of information. So yes, we're in an AI boom. It looks bubblish, but it's moving to a build out momentum scenario whereby the build out just continues and continues and continues. And it's not in one country, it's in the whole world, basically. And whatever we say about the dot-com bust, well, there was a boom, then a bust, but it came back in a hurry, didn't it? SoftBank came back. Amazon went profitable ultimately and became one of the largest companies in the world. Sure, Cisco took 25 years to reclaim its share price high, but I'm afraid Cisco's slow return, share price return, and the failure of WorldCom and a few other things 25 years ago doesn't change the fact that it was a temporary bust. It was a long-term boom that had busts along the way. And I'm afraid the bust got squashed. The bust got boomed out of the way, didn't it? I mean, we're back here talking about tech, and our lives just become more and more and more technified to the point that people are quite concerned about that. Yes, we had the tech bust in 2000, but in under a decade, we had iPhones and then iPads in our hands, new technology, your Apple Watches. You've now got Web3, the blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, AI. I mean, the list goes on. So I think the AI boom bust lingo is very low resolution. It's misguided. And whereas, we may have quite a severe dip down, the reality is we're now in a AI build out momentum scenario, a bomb rather than a boom. And that's a bomb without the B. So it's not an explosion, except in the good sense, in this is exploding in a good way, it's blowing up in a good way. The reality is this is going to keep on going. And if there's a 10% drop or 5% or 20% or 25%, look, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't change the fact that AI is here to stay. Margaret Thatcher once said, you can't disinvent dynamite or the nuclear bomb. And AI proliferation is something that's going to happen, whereas they did try to step on nuclear proliferation, and nuclear energy is probably going to be needed for some AI capacity. But AI is not going anywhere. We can't put that genie back into the bottle, and we're going to become more technified and tech progressed in relation to that moving forward, whether it be with the work of NVIDIA or the other groups in the ecosystem around NVIDIA, including people who are doing distributed compute. So you don't have to be signed up for one server center. You draw compute from all over the world. So boom, bust. Yeah, but broadly, we're part of a build-out momentum scenario, and that's what's driving AI, the fact that everyone needs it, everyone can use it, because everyone has too much data to deal with.